So you like to smoke cigars, you say? But it's too cold outside. We're gonna show you how we turned all of this into this.
Now that it's colder outside and we're spending a lot more time outside, well, inside really. We're spending a lot more time inside. It's time to get the cigar tent up, get things going so we can still go outside, but be warm and have our cigars outside without freezing our heinies off.
I feel weird doing a cigar video, not having a cigar right now, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we could have done this.
We're not in the
tent.
shelter.
We're not in the tent. So we're gonna tell you though in this video how we actually put our cigar tent together in our backyard. We're gonna show you the materials we used, what we did. We've got our whole process recorded. We put it together. So here we go. Let's get into this.
Right now, you're seeing all the materials we're using for this. We've laid them all out on our patio. Everything we're going to use here for the most part. I think there might be a couple other things. I'm not sure. But some of the big items we have that you kind of have to have for the shelter. The tent, of course. Got to have the tent. But then what do we got? We got our Jafanda, our air filter. We have a 6-inch exhaust fan. We upgraded from a 4-inch from last year. What else do we have there? All of our extension cables. We got our heater. We got sandbags. We got all that stuff. All the good stuff so we can get this thing set up. Lights for inside.
Oh yeah. So also, while you're watching all of this and seeing kind of what materials we have and what we're using, you'll be able to actually find links in the description to most of these things, or we at least put in the list what we used.
Yeah,
and
we're not going to put a link to the TV or a chair. You can figure out a chair and a TV yourself.
Yeah, whatever's comfortable for you.
Yeah.
But we have the links in the description, so if you have questions while you're watching this, feel free to leave us a comment. We'll get back to you as quickly as we can, so that way we can make sure you're ready to go when you're trying to put your cigar tent up.
Yep. Now that we got all this stuff laid out, it's time to clean the patio.
This was my favorite part.
Time to clean the patio.
You
so
let me use the leaf blower.
Yep, got the leaf blower out. Blew off the patio of all the dust and grass or whatever's on the patio.
From the summer, probably cigar stuff.
So there is one thing that we talked about doing this year, but we may have to put that on for next year, is getting those interlocking tiles to put under that we would have put under, or we would have put as a base before setting everything up. We just didn't have them for this year, so we don't have those on there. But that would have been right after the cleaning part of it. Once we got the patio cleaned, what did we do?
We set up the tent, which was the fun part. It
was actually kind of tough.
It was.
There were some parts
we
trying
were
to get
like
that thing popped up.
pulling and stretching and trying to get that thing to open up, and then it was just like kind of getting it angled in the right spot and everything. So we finally got it pulled and popped up, as you can tell.
Yep.
And then
so our tent is an Eskimo. I think it's a 250X Outback 250XD. I think that's what it is.
I don't know.
I don't remember the exact sizes. You can look it up online. I kind of wish we would have got a 350 for a little bit more space, but it wouldn't fit on our patio. So,
I mean, of course, we would like to have the bigger tent.
Yeah.
But the space we have is fine.
Yep.
It's
so once we got that popped up, we had to anchor it. So that's what part of what the sandbags are for.
We had to use all of our might and all of our strength to carry those sandbags, and we kind of placed them along the outside because last year.
Before placing them on the outside, you get that flap from the tent out, and then we place the sandbags on top of the flap.
Yeah, on the flap. But last year, we even had sandbags on there. And
we didn't have as many.
So we learned a lesson from last year. We had to put more just because one time this crazy-ass windstorm came through, and it blew part of our tent forward, knocked our TV off. And
that wasn't the only thing that we learned from last year with the wind. Is we also tied it off to some poles on the patio that we have, so that it really won't blow away. Uses some paracord, so it'll hold.
Yep, paracord ties it up, and then the sandbags to ground it. So.
Yep. So once that's all put up and set up, we went to ventilation.
Woo! This was the fun part.
Got to break out power tools here. So I would have done this pre-cutting before, but you're probably seeing some of the cutting on here. I had to wait to get the window out of the tent so I could trace it. I had to trace that on a thin, like a 1/4-inch sheet of plywood that I had. And then once that was cut out, I drilled out a hole, a 6-inch, a little bit bigger than 6-inch hole, because we have 6-inch exhaust fan and ductwork upgraded from the 4-inch, and you'll see some different 4-inch stuff later. So yeah, once we got that all set up, the window set up, we hooked up the ventilation. So had our little coupler thing through the window, had the vent ducting and anchored that down, anchored our exhaust fan to our barbecue grill, of all things.
Well, and this is where your Southern ingenuity and engineering expertise come in handy, because I would never think of the things he thinks of. I would never be able to set up the ventilation like you are. So
Yeah. And I think our fan is it's something like almost 400 CFM at full speed, and we do not need to run it at full speed. It's a little too much. But yeah, once we got that all done, the fan's all done, we got that all good. Time to run some extension cords.
Oh.
So this is where we get to the electrical stuff. So we got an outlet on our patio, luckily. So we were able to run a heavy-duty outdoor extension cord from the outlet on the patio into the tent. Got a surge protector out there, and then kind of hooked everything up.
We brought in the TV.
Well, before that,
wait.
Once we got the electric in there, we had to go set up lights.
Oh, yes.
So luckily, the lights last year took me forever to figure out how I put those on there. So I took pictures of them last year so I can remember how to put them back up. And the way I have them on there is just with little binder clips.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. So
Yeah,
as you're
it
looking
works.
at this, it's like, well, that looks like some real Southern Missouri ingenuity right there.
It works. It works, and it's an app, the Govee app on the phone with the LED strip lights, and we can adjust it, turn it on and off remotely.
You got those on Amazon.
Yeah, Govee is the brand. So got them off Amazon. So yeah, once we got all the lights in, then it was time to bring in the equipment.
The good stuff.
The good stuff, the comfy stuff.
The stuff that I actually understand, because
A chair.
I am not. Yeah, it's super easy to understand a chair. I'm not good at understanding, like, installing things. That's not my skill.
Yep.
Like, I just want to be there to have the cigars and be in the tent and be warm and not get smoked out. So those are like my things.
Yep.
So we got to bring in the TV.
Before the TV, we had to bring the TV stand to put the TV on.
Okay, well, we brought the TV stand
The stand is an IKEA stand. It's a cheap IKEA stand.
Yeah. Then we brought the TV in on there. We brought in our 2 chairs, which I actually had to upgrade my chair this year because my other
it's all
one,
moldy.
It got moldy because, well, we left it in the back of the truck and then it got some moisture inside of it. Anyhow, we got a new one at Costco.
Yep.
And it's pretty comfy. It's kind of crinkly, but it works. And then what else did we bring in? We brought a little table stand.
Got the table, the chairs. We brought in our heater. Then found out after we set it up there was a recall on the heater. So that heater that you're seeing in here is no longer in here. We got a new heater now.
So we'll link that one.
Yep, it's working well. I will say that.
It definitely is. It keeps us nice and toasty inside of there.
Yeah. So then now we're gonna show you an entire walkthrough of this thing, like of the entire build, like what the final culmination of all this was. It's pretty cool.
It is really cool. Like, I feel like we're just stepping into a scene from a movie, like, ah.
Kind of is. It's like Cribs.
Oh
MTV
yeah, like
Cribs,
welcome
walking
to
into Cribs.
welcome to my cigar tent. Let me show you around. And it's like pretty small, but still, it's super freaking awesome. We can have our cigars in there. We don't get smoked out, which it has been like a little bit of a learning curve.
So yeah, so this is where I kind of want to bring in some cons that I've noticed already from this year's. Compared to last year. So last year we had a 4-inch fan. We still have it. But the way we hooked it up, and hopefully you can show it on here in the video, is there's like an induct on the shelter, and we kind of jammed the 4-inch hose into there, so it didn't really have much suction. So we did get smoked out a lot last year, and so that's why I wanted to step up to the 4-inch or 6-inch fan. And so I wanted to create negative pressure in there. So the air will draw in, and then that sucks it right out, so it does not get smoky in there. Drawback to that is it does get a little chilly in there because it sucks out all your warm air from that heater. That's the only drawback, so if any of you know how to fix that, please let me know.
That's true. It does get a little bit chilly, but honestly, like, if you create, it's kind of finding that balance of enough negative pressure that's still sucking out, but also, like, still keeping you warm inside of there.
Yeah, so I think our fan, we put it on, like, 3, like, quarter of the way up its dial, 3 out of 12 or something like that, and we get a decent amount of negative pressure on there, and it works well. If we crank it up, it's like, holy crap, it's getting cold in here. It just sucks in so much air from the outside.
That's why you have to have really warm fuzzy slippers, a nice smoking tent blanket, and a lint coat.
Yep, and then we got Jafonda over there in the corner. I think Jafonda was in the corner maybe on the video, but Jafonda's in the corner sucking in air too and cleaning air for us and doing all that stuff. Jafonda works well.
Jafonda was on Amazon too.
Jafonda was cheap.
Oh my gosh. We are talking about a cigar tent. Yes, we're still talking about a cigar tent.
Yep. So yeah, that's our cigar tent and how we set it up and the equipment we use there.
We're going to be using this thing a lot this winter. We used it a lot last winter. And then once it cools down, we'll take it back down again. But it was really...
You mean warms up?
I mean, warms back up.
Say, cools down?
Once it warms back up, we'll be able to, take it down. But it's really actually pretty easy to put together and put up.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't take a lot of time, so...
I mean, I think the total time was maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours to get everything together, get it all set up, put up the lights, do all that, drill and cut and everything. So next year it should hopefully be a little less, and maybe we'll improve some stuff next year with the flooring or whatever we do next year with it.
Before we end this video, if you guys have not hit that subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment if you guys have a cigar tent set up in your backyard or now that you're going to try one after watching this, and also share your favorite cigar of the winter or what you're smoking right now. What's yours right now?
I am probably, after we record this video, going to go smoke a Umbagog Bronzeback
What is the one that I've been
by
smoking?
Dunbarton.
What's the one that I've been smoking a lot? The little...
You smoked an Umbagog Bronzeback the other day.
I did. I like that one a lot. But what's that other one I had? That's a smaller one.
Oh, the Polpetta? The Polpetta.
Micarita? No.
No, the Polpetta.
I love the Polpetta,
Yeah.
but I thought there was another one.
Nope, it's
Anyhow,
Polpetta.
whatever. I love the Polpetta. Also by Dumbarton.
Yep.
So, that's what we're smoking right now and enjoying. We're going to have some bourbon this evening too. So.
Yep.
All right, that's all I got to say. I'm just blabbering on. So, hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dara.
Bill?
We'll see you next time right back here on The Average Drinker or Whiskey Smoker. I mean, cigar smoker, whatever we are.
Whiskey smoker. Yeah, there you go.